Hello children, it's really good to be with you again, and I've been thinking about waiting. I wonder if you've done any waiting today. I expect some of you waited before you could get into school this morning because everyone's coming at different times, and so you waited for the school to open perhaps. Or maybe once you got into school you thought, oh, it's my favourite lesson but not till afternoon, so I'm waiting for that, but sort of looking forward to it. Or maybe you're one of those people who just waits for home time, and when the clock ticks round you think, oh good, the waiting's over, I can go home. I can understand that feeling. And maybe you're waiting for the Christmas holidays, which are not that far away. How does waiting feel? Do you like waiting? Is waiting a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it depends on what you're waiting for, doesn't it? So I don't know if I've ever met anyone who loves waiting in the dentist's waiting room, waiting for the dentist to look at your teeth, or maybe you do. Maybe you're positive about the dentist, but that would be one of my less favourite experiences of waiting. And maybe you don't like waiting when there's a test. You've got to sit a test at school, and the wait for that may be a little bit difficult. You might feel a bit nervous. Or if you're waiting for bad news, that's a really difficult time of waiting. On the other hand, if you're waiting for something fun like your birthday or Christmas to happen, or a special occasion at school that you've all been building up for, that can be a lovely feeling, and it's actually nice to have the waiting because you're looking forward to it. Now, it feels like in some ways the whole world has been waiting this year, waiting to get through this pandemic, waiting and hoping that somehow our lives can get back to normal. And some people have had some very, very difficult things to deal with, and many people have been ill and have died, and it's felt like a very hard time to wait. In our church, we've just gone into a different season. And I expect you know, because of what you've learnt before, that before we celebrate Christmas in the church, we have a season called Advent. And I've just lit an Advent candle here, and it's a bit like when you have an Advent calendar in the church every Sunday when we're allowed to be in the building, which will be, we hope, very soon. We light Advent candles. We start off with purple ones, and then there's a pink one, and then as we get towards Christmas Day, we light this one to remember Christ, the light of the world. So that's the season we're in, and in the Bible, many people had to do a lot of waiting, especially when things went wrong for them, and they were waiting for God to sort it out and to come and help them. And they often said when they were praying, "How long, O Lord? How long will it be before we get the help that we need? How long will it be before the things that have gone wrong are made right?" So let's just have a moment thinking about Advent and what that word means and what the whole season does for us. So it's a season that begins around about 4 Sundays before December the 25th, which is Christmas Day. And it lasts about 4 weeks, and it prepares us for Christmas. And we all know what Christmas is. That's an easier word perhaps for us. Shopping for presents for many people, maybe decorating a tree, singing carols, making things in the kitchen, sending cards, and enjoying parties. This year Christmas is going to feel a little bit different, but I hope that you manage to spend it with the people that you love. Christmas for the church is Christ entering our world. And what we do in Advent is we wait for that. We wait for that feeling hopeful, and we're feeling joyful because God is coming into our lives and hearts in all moments, all places, and all times, past, present, and future. And of course, it's about remembering Christ as a baby, but also a time when Christ will come back and put everything right in the world. So Advent prepares us for these events and reminds us that there's the joy in waiting. It can be exciting, as we said, to be waiting. And also it begins a new year for the church. So although the new year in most of our calendars starts in January, in the church our seasons begin with Advent. And Advent's a bit different from Lent, although it's the same colour. When we were thinking about Lent together, we were in purple then, and we're in purple again. And I've got my stole on, which has got all these lovely purple colours, deep purple and violet, and that's the same colour as Lent. But in Lent, it's a bit more serious, whereas in Advent, it's a cosier time. And we're thinking about that special guest who's coming, and so we're making ourselves ready. So Advent isn't about shopping or stressing or planning or buying. It's about expecting, hoping, waiting and praying. And if you're fed up with Christmas by the 25th of December, maybe you haven't done Advent right. So this Advent, some people will be trying to do some special things to prepare themselves, maybe thinking of others, looking out for need all around you, maybe volunteering. Some people go and spend Christmas with homeless people so that they can have company and a warm meal. Speaking kindly to strangers when we're out. Some of us will go to church, and then we'll share hope with those who need it most while we wait for the special guest. Lord, we're waiting. We're waiting till our lives can feel normal again. We're waiting till we can sing together again. We're waiting till we can see our loved ones again and give them a hug. We're waiting for the Christmas holidays. And we're waiting in Advent for Jesus to be born amongst us again. How long, O Lord?